what happened then was I started to write more and produce more, and I set up a production company.
Hi, I'm Alex DeLerma, and this is the Cinema Gym. If these videos are helping you and you want to see some more, please like, subscribe, comment. Let's keep this thing going. Treva Etienne, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. And for those who don't know your work, you're a unique guy because you've done everything from major franchises. There's two major franchises that I know that you're a part of. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to talk about this next topic, actors creating their own projects. Mm. You and I have both done that. Mm. I don't know what your reasoning was. I'd like to hear, why did you create that project a long time ago? Mm. I know the success you had, but why did you do it? Did it help your acting? Just share a little bit about that.
Well, see, my journey is a little different because I had a theater company when I was 16.
So you created your own theater company at age 16?
Yeah. So wow. I was doing stand-up.
Really?
Yeah. And I did a sketch. We had a TV show in the UK called Rainbow. And it was a bit like the Muppets. And there was a guy with two puppets. And every morning he'd come and talk to the kids and everything else. So I was part of a youth theatre. I joined a lot of different youth theatres in the UK. And one of the youth theatres was called the Black Theatre Co-op. And what they did was they would let the youth members create their own material and then they have a showcase. Mm. So we were all writing our own stuff. And I wanted to do a send-up of this TV show.
Yeah, and then from there you started a theater?
Well, no. So what came out of that was that when I did the Rainbow sketch, it did quite well, and there was a director friend that was in the audience, and he came up to me after the show and he said, "Did you write that?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, I'm doing this theater company workshop thing in a place called Brixton. Come up and have a look." So I went up to have a look, and we just started to just work together. And then we formed a theatre company. So as a result of that, I was writing plays, I was directing, I was running workshops. So that all came out of my teens.
So all that helped you to acquire the TV work?
Well, it was a kind of combo of both. Well, the theatre company was one of them, but there's lots of different aspects of the journey that all helped.
What's the next one?
Wow. So I started working with kids and I started making little short films with kids. Mm. And there was a group, but this isn't what you're talking about though. See,
as long as it's a project that helped to help your acting.
Well, there was so there was an organization that's no longer existing in the UK called the Children's Film Foundation. Mm-hmm. And some friends of mine were working, and what they would do is they would get kids on their summer holidays from school, and they would put them in a production, and they would have these kids make films. Mm. And they'd have all these big actors, you know, Vanessa
Redgrave?
I think not, Glenda Jackson.
Oh, wow.
Back in the day, she did one. Yeah, they would call in, and they would give their time and lend their time to these young people. And these young people they were like DPs, they were doing makeup, and I was
you were part of that.
I was part of that for a while.
So did you get noticed from that, or
no? Well, I was more trying to just help support them get funding. But then what happened then was I started to write more and produce more, and I set up a production company. So I was doing all this while I was doing the TV show as well, Series Regular and all that. And then I did a short film called Drive Miss Crazy with a wonderful actress called Diane Parrish, and I did another short film called A Woman Scorned. Uh-huh. And those two shorts started to get into the festivals. And as a result of that, I started to navigate around how to start developing features.
So those two shorts are more of a direct link to now your stock has been raised as far as an actor.
Yeah, well, but what it did was it kind of introduced me to stuff when I came to the US. Mm-hmm. I was able to kind of say, look, I've been doing stuff. And
that got you to the US?
It didn't, well, there was a kind of award opening that opened the door, but again, I had just done a film called Black Hawk Down, so that has also had some energy.
Huge.
Yeah, had some energy around it.
Yeah, you're so good at it too.
So you know, it's a kind of crisscross, crooked journey because there's no straight line. You know,
right?
It was just like doing this, and then that opened an opportunity, and then that opened an opportunity. So
can we agree that it's the the accumulation of just project, in which you're not just acting, but you're writing, you're helping to produce those things. I find that when you put all of that out, I'm not trying to get, metaphysical or anything like that, but I have experienced in my own life that when you keep pumping out the same thing again and again and again, you put all your time and energy into a specific thing. It could be anything, right?
Yeah.
That you're sort of manifesting that thing that you
100%.
want.
Yeah.
And that's what that says to me. It's not a surprise that you landed in the Terminator franchise, working with Ridley Scott on Black Hawk Down. What was the other franchise? The Pirates of the Caribbean franchise.
Well, I think I'm a firm believer that we're magnets. Like you and I, you doing this now, we're all magnets as human beings. We attract, law of attraction. And I think when you start to find your purpose and you start churning away at doing what you love, that creates a certain frequency that you pick up on other people who also love what they do. And then if you're all kind of floating in the same direction, like all your crew here, they're doing it because they love what they do. So they're assisting you because you're all in a creative space.
Yeah.
And I think that's a magnet. So I believe that if you're pushing your creative purpose and you're creating your own frequency, you then create a frequency that magnetizes and attracts people to you. So if you're writing, producing, dancing, working with kids, I don't know, whatever it is you're doing in life, if your purpose is creating that frequency and it's positive and it's feeding you, you will find people who you'll be attracted to.
Yeah.
It happens with the darkness as well. If you're doing something negative, you'll attract negative people who are doing that and believe that is their purpose too. It works both ways. And I think in life, you can't put too much emphasis on either or. You have to find a balance because none of us are perfect. And we're all a work in progress and we're all trying to be, learning from what we do. And I think we live in a culture now where if you don't get that gold medal, people say that you lose. And I don't think you lose. I think you either learn or you win. Different way to look at it, right?
That's
if you teach a child, if they haven't got that grade, you go, oh, you're a loser. No, you just say to the child, well, you've learned something and you're going to win something from learning. But if you leave the child with loser and the big F, failure on their forehead, they have to carry that. And that changes your whole dynamic of how you see yourself. You look at the Olympics, they never celebrate the people that come in 5th or 6th. It's just those top 3, gold, silver, bronze.
Yeah.
But I feel for the guy who came in 5th.
Yeah.
I'm looking at him. I want to go, who came in 5th? Who came in 9th?
Copper.
Yes. But
I like copper.
But whatever you give or you don't give them, we should acknowledge that they trained for 4 years.
Yeah.
They got up at 5 a.m. They ran, they swam, they did everything. They did gymnastics. And just because they came 4th and there's no medal for them, it doesn't mean that we don't acknowledge that they're winners as well because they got there. They actually got into the Olympics.
That's a beautiful thing. And we'll end it on George C. Scott, didn't show up to collect his Best Actor award at the Academy Awards for Patton.
Oh, okay.
Because he didn't believe in the idea of actors competing against each other. Thanks for being in the Cinema Gym.
Pleasure. Thank you.
The Cinema Gym is all about helping you transition from the stage to the screen. If you're interested in classes, seminars, or private coaching, you can visit the website. Hope to see you in the gym soon.
TheCinemaGym.com for virtual one-on-one coaching for camera.